Okay, so today I'm testing a little theory I have, which is, does Ghoul use Zanshin tactics really well? This is something that I think that I've been testing a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna tab out so he won't scream my ears off. This is something that I've been testing on him because I was trying to get better at cutoffs, and probably the most important thing when trying to do cutoffs is knowing where you're actually fucking cutting off. So, Zanshin Tactics provides me that benefit. And I've been playing with it for a handful of, matches, like 10 or so-ish, maybe more. And it honestly has been, like, notably easier. Like, pretty notable in just how much more often I'm able to successfully do a cutoff. Now, granted, this could be because of number factors. Maybe they're just like the maps I got were nice or whatever. But still, it was like such a noticeable difference that I wanted to test it out further. Zanshin Tactics is honestly a trait that or a perk that I think is kind of underrated on a lot of killers. Like, it's never going to be as strong as, pop or pain res or whatever. That's unfortunately just like a symptom of how necessary slowdown is. But there are quite a number of killers that I think Zanshin is like comparable to, I don't know, maybe not like Bamboozle or Coup, but like only like the tier below those in terms of chase perks, like quite decent. And there are a few killers where I think it would be even better, arguably. Although those few killers are things like Hag or Skull Merchant, where like you're specifically like you almost care more about where the loops are and knowing where they are to efficiently put down traps. You care about that more than the actual like survivor chase themselves. Granted, Skull Merchant isn't like that right now, but like old Skull Merchant, when she had stealth drones and stuff, and she was a trap killer, I think Zanshin was actually a pretty decent pick on her. And that was even, I think, might have even been before they buffed Zanshin to give you like mind game potential with the aura read, which is pretty decent on certain maps, not all maps, but on certain maps it has definitely netted me like a couple of hits because I know exactly what the survivor's doing, so it can be a little bit cheekier. Honestly, I was so in on Zanshin, I kind of forgot what my other three perks are. I think it's this is one of those maps where Zanshin will not help me very much. There's kind of just too many loops to get a lot of value out of it. Because it's just everywhere. Yellow everywhere. Okay. I think that might be enough to get her down. Yeah, that's enough. I'm not sure why Claudette DC'd. Oh, I've Deadlock instead of Pop, I see. I mean, I guess just Ghoul. Saw Ghoul, blood boiled, hit the DC button. Not an uncommon sight. That's the funny pebble perk. I don't know where it was thrown from, though. That's a bit of a shame. Kind of a waste of power. God Palette, that's fine. It was still on recharge anyway. I saw her for like a few frames. That's so annoying. Also, was somebody working on that gen in front of me? No. There we go. I mean, pallets are coming down real fast. Has nothing to do with Zanshin. This is like the worst place to try and test Zanshin because it just... Perk doesn't really do much here. Pretty sure that's enough. That is the one thing about the game is like, when everything's a god palette against Kaneki, nothing's a god palette. They're on this one right here. Ah, here. This is the bot, so 100% predictable. Just don't try and... I mean, to be fair, there's so few things you can mind game in the first place on this map. It's just, you gotta not even try. What the hell? Did she just, like, do the crouch? Like, the fake pallet drop? Crouch? There's one. There's two gens that are really high. Honestly, I think Pop might have been a little bit more valuable than Deadlock, but I just hate having to manually kick everything. It's just so boring to me. And I think Deadlock is like, well, it can be better. Also, like, 0 barbecue value. This map does kind of destroy like half of my build. You don't even know where they went. Oh, I thought you could grapple onto ceilings. Apparently not. I would rather not be chasing the bot Claudette. I would rather have the person who saved her, which is over here. I think that should still be an integer. Although she makes a bunch of distance. Honestly, may as well kick this, so it's gonna take too long to catch up. To the point where I'm not gonna be able to do much. There she is. This palette is... meh. I think she fakes it. I've done the vault over the god palette like 4 times, so I just kind of felt that this was the time where I just walked through it. And that kind of was valuable, I guess. It's a pretty... I could hear him working on it, so I was looking for scratch marks, and I just happened to see him. It's just skosh more obvious. He goes down here. Enter the Claudette bot, because why not? Arguably worth full slugging. Yeah, the Claudette bot is going towards the hook, which is stupid of her. But it's also a bot, so... That's an interesting thing. I could slug for the 4K, I guess, but meh. Okay, so, bit of an issue with the decisions you've made, Yui. Now, why would I not slug for the 4K? Like, you've made it so valuable to me. 1, 2... There's only 2 people who could possibly have an unbreakable. That's not true. You or Claudette. I'm gonna pick up Claudette because she has the most wiggle progress. So... yeah. I'm gonna say, like... See, now it makes sense, because the game's over. No way Adam has unbreak, so... I have no idea where Adam is the only thing. Because I downed him like a full 60 or actually that's 120. I've done him 2 minutes ago. He could be, thank you, barbecue. The first time you actually trigger, and it's to show me where this poor Adam has been. And I guess I throw him in basement. So yeah, I kind of only had 2 perks there. I had Deadlock, which honestly even Deadlock didn't do that much. Most of its job was just like blocking a gen for a few seconds. Like most of the time it was blocking gens that stars weren't even working on, right? But so I had like 1.5 perks. I had lethal and like a tiny bit of value out of Deadlock. And that was it. So not not really the best showing of really any of these perks. Okay, be quiet. Just for Ghoul, I'm keeping friggin' alt tab to shut the game up because I can't deal with him. Would there be a better option aside Deadlock? Like, would Pop just be better? I wonder. I just hate Pop. I just fucking hate having to kick gens all the time. It's so boring. Because it's just like, but there just is not other good perks. Pain Res on its own is like fine. It's not great, and there are too many things where it's just like, oh, you get frickin', you know, Father can't. What is it? You get swamp, and all your hooks are on the opposite side of the map from where you actually need to. Where you're actually chasing, or you get the friggin' giant. I can't remember the one that's not Father Campbell's. The other one that's super survivor side and huge. That one also just like all your hooks on the right side. So it's just like, in order to run painters, I usually have to run like 2 or 3 perks dedicated to make it actually consistently valuable. And I kind of don't have room for that in this build. I would love there to be a good, consistent friggin' thing. But like, what else am I supposed to run? Ruin, and then it gets cleansed at 5 gens off rip? I say I have lethal. I could get a little bit of value out of Ruin by protecting, but then they call it out to their teammates. Ugh. There just is not, there's only one good type of slowdown right now, and it's my least favorite type, and that is Pop. Pop is the best slowdown, which is like weird, because it's also a lot worse than it used to be. I mean, Eruption, but like Pop plus Eruption is kind of the combo. You don't just run Eruption on its own, it's a bit of a waste. It's so... I wish Pain Wars was better. I wish they made it so Pain Wars were stronger, and then somehow it just didn't work with Pop. You just make them 2 separate things you're not allowed to use together, and then Pain Wars can be like 35% of a gen, because fuck it, why not? If it's only 4 hooks, that's only 100 and whatever percent, that's fine. You get to do 1 extra gen in exchange for that, and then that's it, as opposed to Pop, which is like potentially 8 super relevant pops. Potentially more, I guess, in theory, if you're going to like the last gen with the 1v3, but still. So that's 160% of a gen. Well, I guess not exactly, because it's the way that it works off of friggin'... Because it's percentage based instead of like off the maximum amount, but still. I just wish there were better options. I just wish I didn't have to kick gens or dedicate an entire build to making Pain Res work. Either way would be nice. I'd say or dedicate an entire build to make Ruin work, but damn it, I do that sometimes and still it gets cleansed. Friggin' Ruin Undying, Thrill of the Hunt, and the Night Face the Darkness, and it still gets cleansed immediately. 2 cleanses and it's gone, somehow. Plus, that doesn't really work on Ghoul with his giant tear radius. Mother's Dwelling used to be, like, really bad because main had an incredibly stupid and annoying window, but apparently, so I've been told, they have removed that window. Hello, Fung. Look, I can't resist a free down. How could I resist something so magnificent as this? Everybody spawn around here, but I think... Yeah. Okay. Hi, Michaela. Okay. Yeah, they made it so that instead of the God Window, you get this, like, really meh palette. Honestly, she wasn't even in danger of going down there. She just kind of panicked. I was like way too far. Unless I had Ku, except that there's no gens that have popped. The only way she was in danger was if I had Ku, and also no gens popped, so she was in complete safety from that exact point when she jumped it. I mean, I know they're... Hello. Okay, sure. Bring up my enrage road. I think I'll leave her, honestly, and go back after him, but the extra enrage timer is nice. Ooh, damn it. That would have been fine. Shack is one thing that I know... Okay. Hold on. Do I make this? You can't hug the thing. I'm not certain. Cause I think I prompt stole the window from him, but I don't know if I actually would have gotten him with that huge slowdown. It's quite possible that if he had just ran straight towards the thing, towards the window again instead of towards the pallet, I would not have made it. But I don't know. I mean, one of you is giving me a free injury, and then I'll take the other person for enrage. Hello. Over there. It's a pretty meh palette. Honestly, just walk into it. That's so fine. A palette that chains into Shack is so much better off dead than having to actually deal with it. Uh-oh. Friggin... I kind of did that way too early. That's fine. I should see her for like a few more seconds. Okay, there we are. See, that was Zanshin tactics value right there. Because I knew exactly how I wanted to play that, because I knew exactly where the pallet was and what tile it was. Even though I was still inside of the main building. I can plan out the, you know, the 3-step tentacle. Boo. It's confusing to me how sometimes the tentacle grab will pull me behind them, and then sometimes it'll just break. And that was obvious. There's 0 resources for him. Doing a totem because I guess he noticed there was no resources. Figured why not? Hello, Bung. Fungo's the edge of the map, so nothing matters. Bots are so interesting. Optimally there, I would have slugged, or I would have just let Feng run away and then followed those, like, defending the 2 hooks, but, like, it's 4 gens. It's not a big deal. 4 gens and 3 people are on Death Hook. It just is not that serious. If I would... I want to go here. Ooh, she makes that window vault. I think she has to go towards pallets? Ooh, she did not drop it. A little bit worried about eating DS here, because maybe that's why she was confident about not dropping it. Nope, no DS. She was Obsession, so it was actually, like, very likely. One, two... Well. There you go. I've hit Alan Awake 1 time, and that's the only interaction I've had with him. He popped a gen in my face, and I hit him once. I think that's Alan, which is kind of meh. I would honestly... Damn. I would honestly prefer to just chase the bot. That way, maybe the one survivor who's alive can actually get hatch. Double pallet, break one of them. He's zoned, so he has to try and get, like, a stun here. She didn't. He has 0 resources ahead of him. Honestly, that was also kind of a bit of Zanshin value. It's like it's a little discreet, but like I get to know the only resource he could path towards is over there, so I curve to the left preemptively. Also, I had aura reading from the dropped pallet, which gave me a lot of value. Hello, Feng. This is kind of the only place she could be, because, well, she's dead. Because barbecue didn't go off. This is like the only gen that was relevant. This was a better showcase of Zanshin. Not perfect still. But it was definitely better. It is funny. It will stay funny. Shush, shush, Ghoul. Shush. You don't get to speak. You're not allowed to speak. Not anymore. I'm ripping out your vocal cords. Every 5 seconds when you start screaming, I just remove your vocal cords. You do not get to scream in my ear. I'm so sick of it. Yeah, I mean, a lot, like, I would say, like, probably a third of my downs there were directly helped by Zanshin. And there's also, like, the passive help of just making me path better generally, as opposed to it, like, being very specific. Like, genuinely, I think that might have gotten me more downs than if I just ran Coup. Which is crazy to me. Well, because... Oh, hey, wait. Okay, never mind, sorry. I was like, that's the same Alan Wake. But then I remembered that, oh wait, Felix was the one that was rude. I was like... I was gonna be like, tee-hee, point and laugh. We get to verse them again. But no, it's just an innocent Alan Wake who had one chase with me and died for it. Feels bad for him. And now he has to go against Ghoul again. You'd think there would be at least, like, player repeat prevention? If not killer repeat prevention, at least player repeat prevention. Because, sort of like how there's map repeat prevention. That way you don't go against the same player over and over again, or at least not, like, back to back. And then obviously it can be something they could get rid of with, like, friggin' time or whatever. Make it so that if you've been queuing for, like, I don't know, 30 seconds it goes away, but if it's, you know, normal fast 5-second queue, whatever. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like the average person doesn't want to ever face the same people again. Which is partially fair. Partially kind of. Because it's like you don't want to say. I guess honestly it should just be like killer repeat prevention probably. That goes away if you can queue for more than like the standard queue time. That would make more sense. I would love to have killer repeat prevention so I don't have to go against Blight. But the issue is then I just go against like Blight, Oni. To be fair, Oni's not that popular. I think after they messed with his turn rate, he hasn't really recovered. This is 2 people. I don't know where the 4th person spawned. I think that was Sprint Burst, so actually... Never mind. I was gonna say it was kind of good that I missed that one, so I could wait and use it later. She has 1 resource. Which is this one palette. Giga zoning. And you're dead. Okay, that right there was super crazy, friggin' Zanshin value, actually. That right there was peak aura reading. Oh, I have 3 leaps. That's fine. I'll just try and get the injure this time instead. Huh. Where did he go? Oh dear. This is gonna be one of those matches, isn't it? This is the unhook and where they healed. I hate it when I just, like, don't find survivors, because, like, god damn it. I don't get to play the game properly. No way, right? Why are we... Why? That's 3 games with 3 DCs. Like, what? What are we doing? I'm just playing John Ghoul, like, what the hell? Okay, I see where she's hiding, at least. That's so friggin' awkward. I mean, this is a 4-lane. This is really not a bad deal for me. 4-lanes are, like, pretty nice to play around. Just for everyone, but also probably especially Ghoul. Of course, I just play Nim 1 killer there, but still. This is where the unhook occurred. Okay, she made so much distance, I'll honestly kick this. There's 2 gens that are at like 90% about to pop. Honestly, I'm gonna go back to hook. Yeah, give me Alan Wake. I'll just spread my 8 hooks, whatever. I think I did a prompt steal there? I think that was good Ghoul gameplay. I'm like 80% sure. Pretty sure I stole the window from him. Said 90%. Maybe Pop is just better, honestly. I don't think it's worth kicking that, because they're gonna open it right here. Oh, hello. Injured Claudette. Did you have Deliverance? Is that why she was broken? Because she wasn't in the Void. Yeah. As much as I friggin' hate. Hello. Injure her, it's fine. Vaults that. Do you go W key or Bright Life? Ooh, I think I make this. Just don't eat dead. Oh no, I was gonna say don't eat dead hard, but life user. Hello person right next to me. Alan Wake. I could chase him here. What if I did this? That did not work out. Well, break that. Honestly, I think I'll just do the friggin' thing. Is that more effective on... Damn. People who are infected? I mean, at that point. He's not looking behind him, so... Fuck me, he was. He started at the last second. I'm pretty sure there's a person behind those rocks. But there's no way they would be able to get a flashy save here. Nope, I don't see them. Well, I guess I go over there then. That's two people. I think that was V behind me. Or it had to be V, because the nurse lady was in the void. Give me the 25% haste. Man, I wanted it so bad. Okay. I guess in that case I'll just break. They go Z-wall. They just sit behind it. It's so interesting how often bots crouch. I don't understand why they were like, yeah, I know the #1 thing to do. Just make them press control every time they're out of line of sight. Okay, I do actually have an value. Yeah, this one, like, deadlock has been so bad. It's done damn near nothing for me. I want to zone her away from the window. Breaking this is fine. Prompt steal, prompt steal, prompt steal. Let's go. I probably could have done that without Zanshin, but it does make it easier when I know exactly 100% where it is. Also her aura. Kind of doubled up with the help. That's at nothing. This is like 70%. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. That's the way to go. I know Ghoul is good at friggin' Shaq. I don't know how to make him good at Shaq. I don't know how to play him good at Shaq. Okay, that's definitely Ellen. I heard him. Where? Okay. Glad I didn't friggin' hit nothing. He has no more dead hard. Deep wound. I don't care. You can go if you want. She's 15% faster. But fortunately, she like overestimated herself way too much. Using the vault there, or not overestimated. I don't even know what the right word is, but she was way too worried. With that extra 5% speed, she 100% could have made it to the pallet, no matter what. Like even if I sit like directly on her, like I make a super good, absolute 100% perfect leap to be in front of her, you gain so much distance with that off of my cooldown that even if I went like around her, in front of her, like preventing her from getting to the pallet, she would just go to window. So if she should have just passed the pallet, and her haste would have fixed everything else for her. That would have been the better call, because I don't think there's really anything I can do there. They did, apparently, I think, fix it, so I can finally spend BP on the person who's not loading. Which has been broken for so long. I think it was broken for like 6 months, and I think the feature to let us spend BP on other people is only like, you know, like 9 months old, maybe. Yeah. I'm planning on getting Scully up to P75 and then stopping until they bring back her stealth drones, because the buffs are going to be great, they're going to be awesome, they're going to make Scully feel like an actual killer, but she won't feel like 100% of herself, because she still won't be a trap killer. The only time you get scans outside of chase is if somebody is just straight up closing their eyes. And that's not that's not how it works. That's not how a trap killer works. So I'm hoping, and many other Skull merchants are hoping, that they bring back stealth drones. Maybe slightly modified to be a little bit easier to understand. But yeah. I personally, like, optimally for me, I would like it if they brought back stealth drones, but they have the double lines during stealth drones. But they make it so that stealth drones only happen after a drone has been like sitting there for like 20 seconds or something. Because one of the issues with old Skull Mission, I think, or with 2.0 Skull Mission, I think, was that when you put down a stealth drone, it immediately would be in stealth mode. Or like when you put down a drone, it would always be in stealth mode, which made the first scan really like stupid, I think, because the person you're chasing couldn't see it. So if you put down a drone in a loop mid-chase, then they can't see the scan lines very well during chase. So they just kind of get screwed over by it. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Honestly, at this point, it's been so long, I'm not certain if that's actually a thing, or if I'm misremembering. But if that was a thing, that was kind of stupid, so I would like them to make it so that doesn't happen. And so that stealth mode is just like, you gotta actually get your hits. This right gen, I guess? I'm gonna bite her, and then I'm gonna leave towards Jen. Unless she goes towards Jen, that works too. Drops this. Very obvious 3-drop. She has one place she can go. Thank you, Zanshin tactics. So you have to be hyper efficient and go way too early, bud. I gotta be hyper efficient and beeline it towards the pallet rather than her, which is funny. Also, yeah, almost. That was so long. Okay, break this. I think you're supposed to wait like half a second after they vault, because otherwise they'll get the speed burst immediately instead of being held in place for a second or two. Ah, that wasn't great. Fortunately, she kind of screwed up. That person has background player, I think, not sprint burst. So I'm gonna have to be very careful about flashlights. Because I think he has a flashlight background player. I see her going around the back. She's around the behind of the hill. Annoying. I don't really want to tunnel her, honestly. I don't really want to eat a DS here. But if somebody doesn't have DS, I think it would be her. Prompt steal? Really? Okay. Well, at least I got rid of the friggin' not power struggle. What is it? I feel like I'm about to lose chase with her. 2, 3, and now you gotta give me Shack Pallet. And she should die here. Please don't tell me she makes it all the way to that friggin' thing. It would be so unjustified. And she walks away from the pallet. Thank you for making my life just a little bit easier. I see nobody on barbecue somehow, which is crazy. Wow. What a long bite. Like 60-mile bite. Now I know she doesn't have DS because I, like, I didn't want to tunnel her, but I did, and I didn't eat DS there, so. Actually, don't even. Don't bother with it's such a weak palette, I can just play it normally. I swear I heard a footstep behind me, but maybe not. Nope. I feel like I've only barely been using that third leap. Are you gonna commit? You have balanced? Okay, she must have had balance. I didn't hear her fall. I would have preferred the other person, but whatever. Honestly, break this. I still see her. Okay, that's kind of lame. Obvious pre-drop is obvious. Okay. Zanshin gave me info there. She kind of made like a huge mistake because there's no way that should have been a down. Like that at least. She should have just held the corner, but... Oh, that annoys me to no end. Why does it waste my friggin' fast kick on that instead of letting me use a haunt? One of my biggest complaints about this event. There's lots of complaints to be had, but like that one drives me absolutely batty. I see them. Shit. Damn. I think I deserve to get a hit there, honestly. This is a second vault. This is the third vault. It's blocked. She's like totally screwed, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have vaulted there. She goes into the void. Nope, she does not. Okay. Face towards the corn to try and prevent background player. God, I was in a wall! I was in a wall! What the fuck do you mean? Another set of loops. Well, he's not in here with me, so he can't get this save. Seriously. My head was in the bamboo. How did he drop that in such a way? Barbecue value. I'd very much like to kill this person, because he's going to be the most annoying person for me the longer he stays alive. This is a whole nother person. Where? Okay. Alternatively, value would be to get the person on Death Hook. Would also be good for me. Is this too short to get the down? I think it's long enough. Or short enough. You shouldn't be able to get this one. I do hate background player though. It just does kind of like they made flashy saves so easy, and I think by extension they also made Dead Hard. Yeah, I could feel it. Somebody who uses friggin' flashies. That's just like that's so a Dead Hard vibe. I pull off. That's everybody on Death Hook. I've literally 8 hooked. Literally been friggin' the most wholesome ghoul. I feel like it should see scratch marks this way. This is where the unhook happened, and they couldn't be anywhere else. I think that I just saw that crow fall down? Okay, there's a 3-gen over here. One of them's at 99.9% though. So... I do have my haunt. She vaults, and she wasn't quite looking behind her. She does get away with it, but... Actually chase her the other way. And then haunt. Mine. Okay, there we go. Finally somebody's dead. I see 0 people, and I'm gonna waste my friggin' haunt on this gen. Oh, there's a person here. Wow, they got so close to friggin' winning. I was trying to, like, kick as early as possible, honestly. I was almost half expecting to eat DS there, I'll be honest. Because it was possible he was just crouching next to the gen and not actually touching it. I see one person on the opposite side of the world, and I think I saw the other person for like 1 frame over here. Yep. So Sable is just like not even doing a gen. She is out. She doesn't adren anything. I think this is a down. Damn. Now it's certainly a down. Yep. She'll be right next to a game. She'll get out. I would have to slug to get her, and I just don't care that much. Yeah, she definitely gets out. Her just bring her to the opposite side is all it took. Yeah, if she brought me even a little bit closer to the gate, I would have been there. I was literally like 1 lunge distance away. So, Flashbang, let's see, what else was it? Flashbang, Dead Hard. Ah, Iron Will. I see the idea. That way I never hear him while he's injured, so he can just follow me around. Yeah, not, I'm surprised I only ate 1 save, honestly. He did miss the first pallet save, which is very fortunate for me, because... Ooh, that would have been bad. Because that pallet save was at 5, that was my first down at 5 gens. If I ate that pallet save, probably would be at least a 2-person out. Really cannot afford to eat early saves. And honestly, the idea behind Zanshin was to put or was to know where to go like super efficiently without needing to actually see where palettes were visually. I could just see the auras via Zanshin. But the aura reading whenever somebody drops a pallet has been so valuable. It's been so valuable. Like I'm shaving off like a couple of seconds from every chase by knowing where Zanshin is, but then I'm just winning the chase because of the aura reading, which is crazy. It was a lot more than I was expecting. I think it's because Zanshin is such an uncommon perk, so I was never to they never think about it. They never think that it could be in play. And so they just they loop a little bit like too zealously. Because the best way to play around Zanshin is just like play normal check spots and the like. But if you're playing check spots, you know where they are. But a lot of servers just don't know about check spots being a thing, and so they will full send a direction, and you can mind game them. But the issue is that usually you're trying to mind game so quickly that survivors end up seeing you mind gaming. But Zanshin sort of shows you how long you need to wait for your mind game to actually be of value, which a lot better than I was expecting. A lot more valuable. It's sort of like, it's sort of like the old perma tier 1 Myers, or the current purple chainsaw motor Bubba, where you just know exactly where survivors are, and so you can just mind game them. Because they don't think about it. when you're just randomly in chase, they expect like, oh, they can see me if somebody gets like unhooked, or when they get a hook, but dropping a pellet, nah. Hell, people don't even really play around friggin' I'm all ears. That's way more common than Zanshin. Because I'm all ears, it's just that I'm all ears usually, since you're on the opposite side of a window, is usually less valuable because they have that window, that line of sight window. And I feel like windows are, since you can see, is just a little bit worse overall. Badham, Zanshin isn't as valuable on Badham just because of the fact that, you know, I'm doing this because his resources are worse than hers, at least for the first hit. Actually, Ghoul can play around main, so just overall worse, yeah. I see where his windows are. You know, I thought he saw me do it before, so he wouldn't just drop it. But on the other hand, he did just give me a down for it. I think there's 2 people in front of me on that gen forward. So I'll probably see barbecue on the other lady, but I want to go that direction. Okay. Never mind. Oh, wait, actually, yes, kind of. Okay, I was half correct. Thanks, Ghoul. That's definitely where I wanted to go. I think that might have been because of Badham geometry shenanigans, not actually Ghoul shenanigans. I did see him friggin' hiding behind there. I thought I saw like just his ankle hiding behind that fence, but I wasn't certain. Window. I'm gonna break this preemptively. Oh, shit. Well. As you wish, Ace, I'll go tunnel. I would have chased you, but you decided that you didn't want me to, so. This is the consequences of your actions. When you friggin' don't let me know where you are. Just completely gone. Really? I make this M1, don't I? Yeah, I do. I would have been super annoyed if I didn't even make the M1. That's the thing. Badham. I fucking hate you, Badham. Pallets are just, or loops are just so close together. Honestly, was expecting DS there. Not DS, dead hard. Oh, well, that works too. Good lord. Sometimes the game just wants to fling me around in a completely, like, random direction. Okay. I have, like, a few more seconds of tier 3. Ooh, that was unfortunate. I think chasing this way is slightly better, because it pulls her a little bit further away from the window. Do I make this? I don't. But maybe she overcomplicates it? Nah. Too strong. Bounce landing. I fucking... You just... Whatever. Give me back my third leap. She playing around this not exactly correctly. Okay. That's a... Yeah. Pre-dropping against Ghoul, pre-dropping God Palace is not that great. Because he can do stuff like that. Okay, now the top layer of Badham is playable, but also, God lord. All the gens are done. That's 3 gens. I kind of have to kill Felix now, actually. Before it was because Ace disappeared. Now I kind of just need to tunnel him. This isn't Felix. I'm gonna hit her, and I... You know what? Actually, I'm gonna commit. Oh, right. That's not a thing anymore. What if I just broke this, though? Like, you're totally fucked there. You have no more resources. She should have... If she went to this building, nothing I could have done, really. Probably lose the game if she went to that building. I would have to leave her. I should see something valuable here. I really hope this is... That is Felix. Just barely get the injury on him. Where even are his scratch marks? What the hell? What? Why am I having so much trouble tracking these scratch marks? Did he have overcome? Is that what was happening? Like, he made so much distance, which didn't make any sense to me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's 2 gens left, and as far as I know, one of them is about to pop right now. Alright, put him on the hook. Ugh, what a pain. Honestly, kick this. There we go. I was just trying to find somebody. Although I'm chasing her on friggin' here. Okay. I don't know what mind game I just did, but apparently it was a really good one. I straight up have no idea how that occurred. Okay, this is 0. Ooh. Injuring him is valuable. I should have looked a little bit harder to try and see if V was around, but whatever. He dropped the fog crystal and then just pathed right into me. I feel like he hurt himself more than he hurt me with that crystal. Scratch marks right there. You're not the one I want at all. I want the V. I'm gonna go ahead and break this now. And then hopefully I get... I think I saw her for like 2 frames over here. Okay, guess not. Oh, look for Maria, I guess. What a waste. I see her unhooking over there. Do not tunnel the Maria. If I DS, I lose the game, so... Honestly, really happy that I didn't get clipped onto a piece of geometry randomly right there. Could have happened so easily. This is like a complete dead zone. Ooh, she made a huge mistake. She was just doing like loop-de-loops around the side of the friggin' thing, which doesn't do anything for her. I feel like that's a pebble. Or friggin' the funny fish perk. I straight up don't believe that being a real person. Okay, now it's yeah. I think I was correct both times. I think it was a funny pebble and a fish perk. Or actually no, maybe he did miss a skill check here. Maria was hiding behind House of Pain. So she'll probably just barely not get this hook before I can make it back, I think. Honestly, don't even use both friggin' leaps. Make it a trade. Okay. I've learned my lesson. Sometimes survivors are able to body block in between your weapon wipe, which is really annoying to me. And it doesn't make sense, but, you know. Hit him for Enrage and go after V. He does have Funny Pebble, but whether he has DS is sort of another thing. I know 3 of his perks. Lightweight, Ghost Notes, Funny Pebble perk. I hate how sometimes it vacuums me inward when I'm trying to go around. I don't really understand what makes it happen like that. This is too strong of a palette. Okay. Syringe, sure. That gen's at 0, wow. Go ahead and injure her, that way I can do something later. You die here. Barely. Just barely. That was really close, honestly. No info on Ace. So he probably hid in a locker. I doubt he's up here. Well, check main. Nope. Nothing here. I said check main, but what I actually did was check shack. Oh well. Not in main. You can hear it from there. I think? Am I crazy or is he right here? Okay, I guess I'm crazy. I could have sworn that I saw him for like I saw a very bright flash. There's one other place in main it could actually be. There's 2 places Hatch can spawn here. Ah. Okay, well it was neither of those. I think it was in front of House of Pain. So, I mean, primary function of Zanshin, meh. Secondary function of Zanshin, I mean, I guess debatable which is which, but the function of Zanshin that lets me see the palettes, not that helpful in Badham because there's like only 3 or 4 palettes that have any RNG in them. But the secondary function of letting me see their auras, that was valuable. That is continuously being very valuable. Quite a bit more valuable than I'm expecting. Yeah, I keep, for some reason on my mind, I'm just expecting it to be like all in the palette. But there are too many maps really where there isn't that much RNG. I mean, where palettes spawn. The game, I mean, technically there's RNG, but effectively there's none because you can see every single palette. You know every single palette is right next to each other, so knowing about where they are doesn't really matter. Badham, basic. There's like RNG on like 3 pallets in the game, and the rest of them are pretty much no RNG, so not valuable again. And then, geez, what would I don't know. So many others. Also, I think Zanshin is in some. I guess it depends on the map because I was gonna say Zanshin is worse because of the pellet filler update, but that's not completely true. It depends on whether the height of the walls of filler pallets are high. If they're high enough you can mind game around, Zanshin is actually probably a little bit better even. If they're low enough that the survivor can see you at all times, Zanshin is kind of worse because there's like effectively cutting somebody off when there's 10 pallets right in a row. Not really available. Although I guess that's more about Ghoul being worse because of the palette update rather than Zanshin being the worst. Oh, they kind of go hand in hand. Because the two of them are better and worse for the same reasons, more or less. Yeah. I think wholesale, like Lethal Pursuer, Barbecue, Zanshin, great build on Ghoul. Deadlock does not. It's just not working. It's just not enough, which is unfortunate. I think it's probably just going to be better for me to just put on Pop. I just hate it. I just hate Pop. I guess I could technically put on Pain Res, but like Pain Res is barely better than Deadlock, but then also it has the RNG factor. So like when you get all 4 Pain Reses, it's better than Deadlock by like 20%, but that's presuming you get all 3 Pain Reses, which you could very easily not get. I mean, potentially, I've had games where I literally get one. I've had games where I get no Pain Reses because they're all like, all 4 Pain Reses spawn behind Grim Pantry's main building, and I never chase in main building in Grim Pantry because 5 gens will pop by then. So I literally just don't get a single down near a Pain Res, and it's like, oh well, guess I lose. So Grim Pantry kind of like helps you more on maps where you're already decent, like more on maps where the map is small and so getting 2 hooks is easy, which also means patrolling is easy, and generally means that you waste less time just going around moving. But oh well. If I get like guarantee 3 Pain Reses, like minimum 3 Pain Reses, it probably would be about equivalent to Deadlock. Azerov's. I'm okay with not going to Autohaven. I kind of really hate Autohaven. Is there a reason we had a DC? Not really. I mean, unless they somehow knew I was Ghoul. Because I think I've had 1 match without a DC so far. It's crazy. I'm not running like Centipede or Yamori's Mask or anything that's so good for Ghoul. Like no BAM. This is one of like the more vanilla builds that you have to deal with and like when versing a Ghoul. Like yeah, sure, barbecue, but like come on. It's strange. I would expect. Well, I guess I wouldn't expect better from Survivors, but like I'm still disappointed. I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed. So that's yeah. It is one of the reasons I don't play a huge amount of Ghoul. Is he does kind of have the similar to Skull Merchant type stigma of like people will say bad things to you and people will DC and a lot of your games you just don't get to play. Or if you do get to play, then survivors are unpleasant. And I don't really like that. I don't find like that really kind of hinders my experience when playing a killer. With Skull Merchant, I liked her so much that I could sort of muscle past it. With Ghoul, it's like, it starts to be so frequent and so constant. Like I just don't like him enough to deal with the constant DCs and the constant, mean endgame chats and the like. It is still not as bad as Skull Merchant was, but like, it's not pleasant. If I really liked Ghoul, I probably would be fine with it. It's just like, I like Ghoul. I don't know, about in the middle of the cast, maybe a little bit above middle. He's not at the top of my favorites, but since I like him decently, and he's like a strong killer, he's probably is like the only strong killer I actually enjoy playing. I'm pretty sure I hate literally every single other killer that's like A tier or higher, aside him. So him being strong and the fact that I actually like him makes him just like more. It sort of gives him a bit of a boost, but then I guess the boost is sort of canceled out a bit by the toxicity and the DCs. So it evens him out at just like my above average, like top quarter of killers. Maybe top 10. Yeah, I think he's probably in the top 10 of my favorite killers. That's probably fair. At least, you know, in terms of how likely I am to just like pick him. Okay. I hope they just get rid of map rotations next patch. They were talking about they were talking about implementing a thing so you don't go back to the same map like back to back. I would much prefer they just destroy map rotations completely. I think that'd be more valuable. I think this guy had sprint burst and he wasted like all of it. I could go after him. Okay. Power took too long to recharge. I was gonna do the funny vault thing. I guess I can do the funny vault thing like that. I do feel like Ghoul's vaults are a little bit too good. It would be fine. Oh shit, I'm gonna flashy saved. I realized it too late. What a pain. That's 2.5 gens about to be finished. Thank goodness she screwed up really badly. Okay, this is the other Fung. I heard the injured Fung, which confused me, because I'm pretty sure she had a toolbox on a flashlight. Oh well. Waste of my power, honestly. Go after her. Oh, she has that toolbox. Got it. Toolbox, Commodity's toolbox and sprint burst on her. Fun gaming. Got her. That's something you can do, which is pretty funny, is you just straight up fake the tentacle pull. They'll greed. And then they just kind of get screwed over. I would like to interrupt that gen. It's never happening, though. I feel like she went into here. Nope. Wait, what? Wait, where did they go? They just disappeared? What the hell? They're not at the top. Oh, they might have slow vaulted off the top. That's probably what happened. I could not tell what was happening. Look at all that value Deadlock got, which is to say none. Got no value. Yeah. Just bring Pain Res next time. That's the thing I should do. She has a Commodious toolbox, so I'm kind of just gonna tunnel her. I screwed that up, but she also got stuck on the geometry, so I think she dies here. Fuck, did she make that? That's really annoying. Okay. Okay, so probably a Swift. Very likely a Swift. Because coordinated body blocking and flashlight saves and Commodity's toolbox. 90% likelihood. And they just all have, or two of them have sprint burst. Refresh my enrage so I can at least play the game more. I don't give a fuck about trying to find her, honestly. You have sprint burst, so you don't have anything on me. No possible flashlight angle because of how nowhere she could be. Okay, look at her stopping right there. Yeah, okay, definitely like got called out by Jane right there. Break this. Jane's gonna go second at this rate, which is pretty good. What I want to do is sit back here and I'll see. Jane should go second. Put him on death hook, I'll catch up almost immediately to her. So, more valuable to have more people on death hook. Oh, this is Jane. You're not the one I want at all. Okay, refunded grab. This is gonna be DS, I feel. Very likely DS. Which is really annoying because I don't deserve it. Yeah. Super obvious, but like, what was I supposed to do? You can't actually make it to the next pallet. Unless she does that, actually. She kind of super giga screwed up. Friggin' pre-dropping. Camping pallets. Love to see it. Super fun. Okay. One thing I know is that she's right here. And she had a 99 sprint burst. You know what, just kill her. Don't get baited into like a 40-second chase that pops unbreakable. Just get the guaranteed kill. Oh, I don't even have anything. Leave her. Broom's too strong. Like, everywhere is stupid and way stronger than it has any right to be on the game, but especially that room. Unless I have it arranged, in which case I can kind of play around it. Maybe. Maybe. Just don't get stuck on the mannequin legs. I do that all the time. Just drops this. So here's the issue, right? It's too long to make a round if you fake. You have to drop it. You do kind of lose either way against Ghoul, but that's also like kind of L plus Bozo. It's so strong of a room, I'm fine with that. Oh, that's her first friggin' hook. God damn. She's over here camping this pallet. Oh, he's here. Sprint bursting. You pre-drops this. You die. What? What? I thought that that wasn't supposed to be a thing. How didn't... What? I don't understand. How was he not dead? That's great. That's so annoying. I literally... He should be dead. That's the most annoying part, is that I should have killed him before that gen popped, and now I don't even know if I'm gonna get, if I'm gonna win. Straight up. I may straight up lose because I don't understand, like, that's not supposed to be a thing. Like, flat out. This is the injured Feng. I see her aura. Break it. Don't break it. Okay, she's dead. Barely a win for just such a ridiculous reason. It was such a stupid thing that happened. Because it's supposed to kill them if they vault back into you. I don't get why it didn't. There she is. Push her out. I don't want to be here for 40 minutes. She's just gonna sit there if I don't manually make her leave. Because survivor things. Yeah, I don't understand how Jake did not get down there. It's just, that's not supposed to happen. Plain and simple, that's not supposed to happen. He's supposed to go down. It was, in fact, a Commodious. Ghost Notes. I did not at all notice Ghost Notes lightweight. Yeah, Vigil, Sprint Burst, Vigil, Sprint Burst, Sprint Burst. The only person without Sprint Burst was Jane. I swear. Survivors. Survivors are just not pleasant people on average. Goodbye. I have yanked out your vocal cords yet again, Ghoul. It really does annoy me that they won't just make him shut up in the lobby. It's one thing when I have to deal with his loud screaming when I'm frigging in game and there's things happening and I'm thinking about, like, you know, there's chases happening and I'm getting injuries and, like, there's core spawn or something, but God, it bothers me so much when I'm just sitting in the lobby waiting and he just starts making my ears bleed. I really wish they would fix it and not make me friggin' have to buy a skin just to have him not scream my ears off. I feel like that's such a small ask. It's such a small thing I'm asking them for. Okay. I do wonder, because they didn't mention any add-on adjustments in the PTB, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did adjust some add-ons, considering some of the buffs they're doing are basically just adding add-ons base cut. I think it would be, like, kind of stupid and undeserved, because more likely than not, they would be, like, nerfing add-ons rather than giving them buffs. Which, I don't think Skull Merchant deserves any of that. I think she deserves exclusively to be buffed infinitely forever, until she's Giga S tier. I think that would be fair compensation for all shit that that Skull Merchant players have to deal with. But it wouldn't surprise me. They didn't mention it though, which is why I'm a little bit hopeful that they don't nerf it. But I am more importantly, I'm just kind of just like sad that, like, her other add-ons, which are so useless, are probably not getting changed. The one where it's like 20% smaller skill checks when you have a claw trap is like 3 levels of this is not a good add-on. It's not a good add-on because, first of all, you're going to be chasing people who have a claw trap 99% of the time. And second of all, it's not good because it's just not good. Even if there's somebody on a gen, a 20% smaller skill check isn't going to make any difference. It doesn't, and it's not, it's like, it's just worse unnerving on, like, every level. Which is ridiculous. One I don't understand what she doesn't have is... whatever. Where? Oh, there they are. I didn't see them for, like, a notable period. You know what, at that point... Okay. Thanks, game. That's what I wanted to do. Miss the thing. Auto aim is too weak. Please rebuff it. Huh. It's not the Screamin' Steve, it's the Screamin' Felix. Interesting. Okay. Go after Steve. I just wanted to be sure that I wasn't leaving anybody sitting on the gen. Actually, even more valuable. Go after the Soma. He has 0 resources and is uninfected, so if I can get him down like that, it's like triple the value, because now Steve has to go and mend, which wastes even more time. There's somebody behind me, but I'd rather go for the other two. I think that's Felix. Unless they're healing. Actually, yeah, that's heal. I really would prefer Felix, but instead I'm just reinfecting Steve again. He drops this here. Or not. Yeah, he came out of that from such an awkward angle, it would never work. I think this is like the perfect damage, or perfect percentage of a gen to kick with base kit hits. Okay. I think Felix is on that gen. But there's 2 people over here. And one of them thinks they're stealthy. Also, Felix was not on that gen, he was over here. This is such a bad tile. Like, the only thing that matters is that I don't let him stun me with it. This tile is, like, barely better than, like, the typewriter room in an RPD. That gen's almost finished, but also, meh. It's being worked on by somebody less valuable to me. Gimme Soma. Yeah, it's being worked on by Michaela, which I have yet to hook, so just kind of ignore her. I want to chase him the other way. Okay, or mind game him. That works too. The main thing is that I just don't want him going central map, because if he goes central map, then he has a bunch more resources to work with, right? Y'all gotta be a little bit less predictable. I should see him right in front of me, right here. Yep. You were the one that was unhooked, but on the other hand... Oh... what? Insta-down? Dramaturgy? But he must have screened from scene partner and also had dramaturgy that I didn't see. I think he's doing the friggin' Nicolas Cage adept, but on Felix. That will be a trade. Don't you dare go for that. Yeah. Don't go for that unhook. I will kill you at 4 gens. Good boy. Good Soma. Where are those scratch marks? I should have looked for the other one. What the hell? Scratch marks disappeared. Okay. I guess I'll kick the main building gen. That's unfortunate. Try and interrupt this unhook at least. I meant to bite him, but oh well. Sometimes the game disagrees. Okay, well, that time I didn't mean to bite him, but oh well, sometimes the game disagrees. I think I down you. Yeah. Just a little bit, too greedy, Steven. Welcome in, Odej. I'm doing good. Playing an actually strong killer for the first time. Well, actually, I played Crossfit yesterday. I guess it's not totally fair, but still, playing a strong killer that I enjoy is always a little bit more fun than playing a weak killer. Hello. Oh, you just kinda ran into me. Break this. God. Oh, whatever friggin' happened there was really annoying. I kill you here. Bam. I'm on a small 10 win streak on Legion. That's pretty good. Help. What did... yeah. Legion's a pretty inconsistent killer, I would say. So getting 10 is like pretty good. To like dominate in like 50% of your matches, and then 50% of your matches it'll be like, uh-oh. Mind game. I get the M1, but I'd rather get the bite, but I don't think I have the choice here. Yep. The thing is, she used her speed way too much. Got 3 skins for Legion during this. That's the time to buy them. Get them during sale, and you basically get, I don't know. It depends on what the sale was, but get like a whole skin for free. This is still regressing. That's crazy to me. Deadlock's on there for like a few more seconds. That's a bite. I think he was expecting me to be on this side when he dropped. Hunk, Backstabber, Susie, and Last Sleepover. I think those are all good skins. Thinking about maining artists, gonna go play with my best friend and stay in chat too. Have fun in Repo Dash. Okay, I know they're both around here. Oh, I heard you touch the chest. You fool, you foolish fool. Bam. Oh, are we here again? Are we here again, Steve? Are you gonna lose it for the 3rd time here? You fool. You foolish fool, you thought, you know what, wait a minute. Last 2 times I've been here, I haven't dropped this pallet. Maybe that's the issue. No. The issue was that this is too strong of a friggin' place for me. Unbeatable. She's sitting in main, probably for hatch, which is smart. I do that as well. Look for hatch. Okay. You didn't? What the fuck? Okay. That was disorienting. Didn't drop Shack pallet. I don't know why. I mean, I guess Ghoul, so I... Oh, she got hatch. Good for her. New update drop, 10 new monsters, new items. Ah, interesting. I have never played, so... Too stuck in my... Oh, I'm out of thingies. I'm out of my gosh dang Halloween event poppers on the Ghoul. Shh, Ghoul. Okay, have fun, Odesh. I'll just damn like 10 levels into him. Hopefully that'll give me back one of the Halloween... There we go. 8 of them. And a centipede. Now here's a question. Is Blight Serum a nerf to Ghoul or a buff to Ghoul? That is a decent question. Because his normal leaps are pretty good for map traversal in the first place. I get you do get to like preserve the leap, but also the Blight Serum is like not quite as good as the leaps because of the end lag you have. It's like, I mean, it's 1 dash in exchange for like the full Blight cooldown. Honestly, it feels worse than Blight's cooldown. But maybe that's just because there's not an animation on it, so it just feels worse, but it's not actually worse. Is definitely a possibility. But I do think it unironically might be worse than just no add-on, no add-on in that second slot. I think I might make this the last game of the day. But what, 2 hours of Ghoul? That's enough Ghoul for friggin' a lifetime. I do think I've proved that Zanshin is like pretty good on him. I feel like there was only 1 or 2 matches that was like good about showing off how good Zanshin was. But overall, there's still been like a lot of value, a lot of mind games. I was so much like, this is great for cutoffs, and then mind games slowly became more and more and more relevant, which is interesting. Because I was expecting it to be a little bit different. I think probably the best match was the Red Forest match. Or at least it's showing off how valuable Zanshin is. There's been little bits of value like everywhere, but I think that one had the most like consistent, continuous value. It's also unfortunate that the game is in rotation, because that did kind of hinder my efforts. What, 2 or 3 matches were on the game? It's like, ugh. Coal Tower. This is like probably a good place to show off Zanshin. Kind of. 3 people over there. I kind of would like to get a hit on this person and then go over there, but I think that's not probable. There we go. That person is doing Shack friggin' gen, and honestly, what a pre-drop. I guess this is what happens after new palette update, huh? I missed. Fuck me. Okay, break this. Yeah, after the new palette update, people are like, well, you know, I basically have infinite palettes, so who cares, really? That's not a hit. Wow, he didn't pre-drop that one. Interesting. I don't know why I hesitated there. 2 people on Shack Gen, I'm guessing. Yep. It will finish if they choose to. Okay. Works for me. Wait, was that 3 people, actually? I heard Steve screaming, but neither of those people were Steve, so... She has no idea where the pallets are. I'll pick her up and just bring her towards the Steve area. Ah, damn, that's a shame. I know you're right here, bud. Little bit too obvious. Because, I mean, I knew you weren't at the one portal, so you had to be at the other one. Hello, Steve. I don't get it down here. Unfortunate. Do you make it to that pallet? God. Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought I screwed it up, but I actually made it. Barely, but I still made it, and that's what counts. This is the gen they were working on. They're healing over there, so prioritize this. That's not the place I wanted to go. Okay. That was a choice. He's the one who got healed. I kind of don't want to go after him. Sorry, but I very suddenly heard that friggin' telltale healing noise, and I was like, wait a minute. That's not correct. Third sense activated. I am stuck on 2 now. Chase didn't start. Oh, that's such a disgusting loop. Ugh. Yikes. He'll take the window this time. It's a TNL. Why is that pallet there? Why is that a thing? Who decided that pallet was okay? Spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out which mod was breaking. That's kind of the classic when you're coming back to a game where mods are a heavy focus. Ah, I forgot. Okay, you know, that is just unfortunate for you. Sometimes you just get caught out when you're healing in a corner. And sometimes, I mean, like, why even run Nurse's Calling when friggin' Barbecue keeps doing the job for me? I'm gonna eat Jonah, just because may as well. I need my thing. Honestly, they've done 3 gens, which is way more than they really should have, given how quickly these downs have been. That was a kind of a crazy cutoff. Okay, I guess this is the only somewhat nearby hook. Hello, Jonah. I don't see any auras. Oh, he's in whatever. Honestly, I'd just bite him. It gives me the enrage. I don't think he's touched anything yet, so it's possible he still has DS. Not likely, I feel, but still possible. I would rather have been going after Steven. Where? This isn't going to be a down. Okay. Well, Steve body blocks here, that's fine. I kind of screwed that one up. Wow, I thought he would go for the window, for sure. Unfortunate for you. I wanted the pallet down so much that I would be fine eating the pallet. So you faking it right there was unfortunate timing for yourself. Okay, I see him right there. And you're dead. No, when I'm using in-game builds, people die before in-game. Oh yeah, that's just the classic curse. That's the kind of thing that happens with every single build, is you never get value out of it. You put on Deliverance and then you get like a Slugging Twins. You put on, like, I don't know, Self-Care and you get Plague. The consequences of there being builds that have a chance at just not working. Ooh, hatch. Nice little bam. Nice little thing. I kind of wish that just leaping gave me a little bit of BP. I feel like he just doesn't have a very good way of farming BP at the end. Okay. I am going to go ahead and end stream here, but thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.